$694 freaking $1,000. I'm almost 70% of the way to my $1 million goal. This is insane. I think this is a new all-time high on the channel, hence the high energy I'm bringing today. And whenever I take a look at my net worth, my portfolio here, just in my stock portfolio, which is pretty much my entire net worth, up over $22,000 in the past 1 month. Day change of 0.63% is $4,339. I think that is awesome. It's crazy that just less than 1% is $4,000 in a single day change. This is awesome. I love it. And I'm 1,000% going to get to my 32 goal. Well, I hope to get to 32. I will get to my $1 million goal by the time I'm 32. I'm confident of it. First of all, I'm willing to do the sacrifices to get there. Take a look at my head. See that? Oh, that hurt. Here are the type of sacrifices I do. I drive around this beat up car and look at this. So this is my antique car, and whenever I unlock it, in the trunk here we go, typically wants to just fall like that. And I try to hold it up and then it will just fall again like that. And that's how you get this on your head. So yeah, I don't care about saving money and not spending it. I will make sure that I always get my investments in and that I always get my savings up, because I am getting to my $1 million goal by the time I'm 32 years old. And plugging these numbers into this compound interest calculator, look at this. Just if I put in my $694,000 right now into the compound interest calculator, I put in my monthly contribution of $700 a month, I put in 5 years for my length of time, and then estimated interest rate of 10% in the stock market, shows in 5 years I'll be at $1.1 million. Now I'm 28 right now, so that means next year, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Year 4 I'll be in that 32 years of age and I'll be a little over $1 million. So I am for sure going to be getting to $1 million by the time I'm 32. God willing, we don't have some type of nuclear fallout and then the stock market goes to zero. But you are here for this journey. You're going to be along for it. Every single year there are new millionaires minted in the United States. And we always hear about their stories afterwards, how they became millionaires, but rarely, if not ever, do we see how they became a millionaire in the process. And that's exactly what I'm showing you here on this channel. So welcome to the channel. If you've never been here before, you don't know me. And if you do know me, you know I'm Jacob. I'm building wealth for me and my family. I'm 28 years old. I'm trying to hit $1 million by the time I'm 32. So on this channel, I talk about personal finance, budgeting, my $1 million journey, investing, things like that. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're into content like this, and just give me a thumbs up, because why not? So jumping into it, I want to talk about something from last week, which was I hit this goal of being able to hit my $700 invested per month, and last week was the end of July last month, and I hit my goal. I came in at $754 being able to invest, but I ultimately invested $1,200 and I bought 4 shares of VTI for like $300 a share. And I was kind of confused on where this extra money came from, but I think I figured it out. I didn't like not knowing where all my money was. And a lot of it had to do with, or I think all of it had to do with, these dollar bills that I'm holding right here. That's it. This is like 2,300 bucks. Actually, it's $2,350. And I'm in Chile right now, in South America, and I use some of these dollars sometimes to do my laundry with, because I need to exchange it for the local currency and pay with coins in the laundry machine, or whenever my maid comes, I need to give her local currency, and so I'll exchange these dollars. So in my bank account, where I'm actually getting checks deposited, this money isn't coming out of there. And then I think whenever I've been saving up money over the past couple months, and then it stayed in my bank account, and then I'm using this cash, it then left me with more money in my actual bank account because I was spending cold hard dollars here. So to make up for this and to make my my financial situation more transparent, because I'm trying to show you exactly how I'm building wealth, I'm going to start adding in my bank account number and the cash in USD number, so you can see exactly how much money I have, from my portfolio value to my emergency fund to my cash on hand, literally cold hard cash, and then in my bank account. So that should fix up that confusion from last week, and now we're all on the same page. Okay, so in today's budget, I want to go over the same thing as always. One, I'm going to break down exactly how much money is coming into my possession every month. Bringing in a $5,000 salary, that's how much the household income is here for my wife and I. And I'll show you exactly how all of that is being split up. And then I will show you how I'm spending all of that money, not just budgeting it, but how I'm spending it and how I'm hitting those goals. So number one, here it is. Here's how my $60,000 salary for the year, my $5,000 per month income looks like. I'm spending 22% of it on groceries. I'm spending 26% of it on rent, 8% of it on lifestyle maintenance, 14% of it on fixed expenses, 16% of it on experiences and disposable income, and then I'm investing 14% of it, minimum $700 a month. That is what I'm working towards every single month. So every single dollar I spend, every single dollar that I don't spend, it's also I can hit this $700 a month in my investment goal. So let's dive into my actual weekly budget here. And my budget runs from Fridays to Thursdays. And so today is Friday, August 8th. My budget for last week ended on Thursday, August 7th. And then the entire last week's budget was from Friday, August 1st to Thursday, August 7th. And we can see my categories broken down here. So we got my grocery, lifestyle, maintenance, experiences, fixed expenses, rent, and invest. And this is how much all of my spend should be for the entire week. I'm spending max $275 on groceries, $100 max on lifestyle maintenance, $200 max on experience and discretionary, $175 max on fixed expenses. My rent for the month is $1,300, and then I'm trying to get to my $700 goal of investment. That is everything. The whole point of all of this is to make sure I'm investing a minimum of $700 a month in building real wealth, because we can't build wealth if we don't invest our money. We just stay flat forever, and no one wants to be flat. So here is how much I spent on my entire actual week. My groceries came in at $251, which means that it was under my $275 budget. That's great. My lifestyle maintenance was at $0 for the week. That's great. I had it budgeted for $100. My experiences and discretionary were in at $139.67. Under budget, where my budget was $200. Fixed expenses came in at $177. They should have been $175. That's okay. I'm only up $2 on that entire fixed expenses, so I'm not worried about that at all. I'll actually go ahead and just mark that red to make a note that I was off a little bit, but it's really okay because I saved still. I spent a total of $568 for the entire week, where my budget was $750. So I still saved about another $132 more. Not even intentionally, I just didn't use all the money that was in my budget this week. I'm under budget, which is exactly what we always want on the budget, or at least to break even, right? We at least want to break even, but no one's upset whenever they save a little bit of extra money either. Now I can see on my total monthly spend here, if I were to not spend another dollar, then I would be able to invest $3,157 for the entire month. Of course, we still have 3 full weeks left in the month of August, so that's not going to be the case. And I can see my total spend for the month is at $1,842. That's because I've already gone ahead and included rent. That's going to be $1,274 for the month. So we're doing really good though. Like if everything keeps coming in, I'm already saving money from this week and everything. So we're on budget. Everything is looking good for the overall view of my spend. Now, here comes the fun part. This is where I want to show you exactly how I'm spending my money, where all my money is going to, and to show you that you can still build wealth while saving money. You just have to be conscious about what you're spending your money on. Don't spend your money on stupid shit. Actually prioritize what you want to spend your time and money on. And if you do that, if you just say, I can't have everything, but I'll only get the things I really want, you too will build wealth. And I'll show you exactly how I'm doing it right here. So on my groceries for the week, here we have August 1st through August 7th. That was all last week. I spent $242 at the supermarket, and then I bought 2 different times. I went and bought some bread, some bread of masa madre, like sourdough bread. I love this bread. I even took a quick photo of my wife running away from the bread store with the bread in her hand because she was so excited to come get in the car and eat it. I love a good old bread. I probably eat too much of it, but it's okay. So that's where my entire grocery spend came in at, that $251.45. where my budget was set out for $275 for the week. Lifestyle maintenance, it came in at $0. This is normally like this category, what it is things whenever I'm over my grocery budget, and I needed to go back to the grocery store to, I don't know, maybe my wife and I want to have a little dinner date or go on a picnic or something, or we just need some toilet paper or anything, those numbers come into this category right here, but we didn't have any of that this past week. Now, experiences and discretionary, this is the part where we have the most fun in our life. And I had one of my friends ask me last week, like, Jacob, how do you stick to the budget? And my first thing is always that I want to build wealth, so I minimum want to save that $700 per month to build wealth, but that adds up so slowly over time, and that's not a great motivator for a lot of people. And I really thought the answer or the question through, and my ultimate answer is the experience and discretionary category, allowing yourself to have some fun. That's where I think that you can really stick to your budget at. And for example, this past week, my wife and I went to these hot springs, these thermas at this really beautiful hotel. They put the temperature water at like 110 degrees in these pools, and they had 3 different pools. I got to fly my drone around, and it was a nice lodge out here in the Patagonia Mountains. And then we also got some pasta at the hotel restaurant. We spent a total of like $80 for the both of us, $40 a person. And you can, that's like something to look forward to at the end of every week. For me and my wife, that's what kind of keeps us on budget. And if we think about it, like 5-6 days out of the week we're working, we only have 1 day out of the week to really go splurge on ourselves, but we make that 1 day really go count. And I think where a lot of people lose their money is just in between the cracks, Monday through Friday, buying stupid stuff they don't really want. I don't know what you buy that you regret, but I can tell you what I buy that I regret. Whenever I just go to the supermarket on a Tuesday and pick up like 2 or 3 or 4 or even 5 beers, I kind of regret that. Or whenever I just go buy some stupid snacks and I'm sitting here snacking, sitting in front of the TV, gaming, playing some Call of Duty with my friends, I regret those purchases. So I don't spend my money on those stupid little crack items that fall through and make me feel worse about myself, because I like to instead say, would I rather spend my money on these stupid 4 or 5 beers, or would I rather save that $15, $20 and use it to go buy some pasta at the hotel restaurant when I'm at the thermas? Whenever I ask myself that, then it's easier for me to obviously say I want to go to the thermas, I want to spend my money there, not on some Guinness draft beer while I'm sitting in front of the TV on a Tuesday night. For me, that's how I stay on budget. I just always have something bigger and better planned, and it gives me a reason to say no to the stupid stuff throughout the week that just accumulates and accumulates and accumulates, ultimately leaving you asking, where did my money go? So that's kind of my answer for how can I stay on budget. You need to have something fun planned, something in the near term, more than building wealth, but something in the near term to give you like more of a reason to say no to something you want today, because in 3 days, you're going to have something fun to do, not in 3 or 30 years. It's hard to like think out 30 years in the future, saying, I'm not going to drink beer on a Tuesday because in 30 years I'll be building wealth. No, it doesn't work. So that's my answer to it. Just have something fun planned, and always in the near and midterm, and it'll be easier for you to say no to spending money on stupid stuff and sticking to your budget. Now, I also had a friend's birthday. Today is his birthday. He turns 29. We're getting out of our 20s. I can't believe it. It's going to be our last year in our 20s. I think this might be the last year we can call ourselves kids, except I might still be too old to be called a kid. I definitely look too old to be called a kid. People think I'm a little creepy. But I got him a birthday gift. I got him this book called Letters from a Stoic from Seneca, from the Roman times. He was born in like 4 AD, I believe, and he died when he was 60. And Seneca is a classic Stoic. I love the readings from him. I try to read one of these letters out of his book every single night. It helps bring me just a lot of peace and tranquility into my life. One of my favorite things that he says is that philosophy is about actions and not words. And I just love reading some of these Stoic phrases, sayings. Marcus Aurelius is probably the most famous of the Stoics, but Seneca, I really like reading his stuff. And I like this book particular because it breaks down the old kind of speech that he uses in his letters to dumb person speech for somebody like me, just a dumb guy who can do some basic personal finance, but I'm definitely not doing any physics or writing real literature. So it's kind of like the New King James Version of the Bible for people like me, but from philosophy. I would highly recommend giving it a read if you ever have the time. And then lastly, we spent our money on some pizza night. Didn't get any beer though, so don't hold me to that. We did go out for some pizza, and this is our first time getting pizza here in this Chilean mountain town. It was okay. It was all right. At least they had Tabasco I could throw onto it. But we've been in Chile now for 1 full month, so we wanted to go out, celebrate. We spent $38.32. So yeah, those thermos were $57. The hotel restaurant $22, so that was a total of $80. My friend's birthday gift $21, and then pizza night $38. That brings our experience and discretionary in for $139. And we had budgeted for $200 for the week. So there we go. We had a fun, great week for $139. That was it. And I mean, we said no to lots of other things throughout the week. We don't go out every single night. We're not just picking up food and aimlessly eating in the house and doing whatever else. But we were very conscious and we were intentional about how we were spending our money and how we were having fun. Unfortunately, something bad did happen to me though this week, aside from my head, which was this. My poor guy. Look at that. Oh, he's so broke. Oh, this is terrible. This is probably the most depressing thing that happened to me all week. Oh, I could cry. It's like I don't know how much this was. I forget how much this drone cost me. Definitely over $1,000. The Mavic Air 3, in case you were wondering. There it is, Mavic Air 3. I was kind of just trying to enjoy myself, fly my drone around here at the apartment. I did get some cool photos. I did get some cool videos as I was flying around here, so was it worth it just for these few photos and videos? No, but I crashed my drone into the actual apartment complex itself. Like I said, I'm a dumb guy. This is why I need the dumbed down version of Letters from a Stoic. This explains it all. So I'm probably gonna have to get this repaired. I mean, I will have to get it repaired. I don't think I'll have to buy a whole new drone. It's gonna cost like probably $200 or $300 to get the arm on this thing repaired. I do think though I can just replace this arm. Does that look right? Yeah, because the broke part is right here and not the entire body. Nothing else is broke, just right here. So whatever. Thank God I did save $130 this week because I'm gonna have to use some of it to pay for that. Now lastly, I got my fixed expenses category. These are just the regular bills coming in. I got Adobe subscription. I like to use Lightroom a lot, $691. Lights at my old apartment in Argentina. We moved a month ago. I don't know how I'm still having freaking bills come in from this place, but these should be the last ones. I'm not even living there anymore, and I still had to pay for my last consumption of lights. I had to pay for my last consumption of gas, $10.22. I had to get some gas for the car, $54. My phone bill, $22. I had to get a new car plate, also $15. I think I had to like get a sticker for it. That's all it was. I had to get the sticker for the plate to renew it. You know how it is. $15. And then my maid was $43.48. This is like the most or the least amount of fun in my entire budget. I don't get to really consume any of this stuff. I mean, I guess my subscriptions, Adobe, I am consuming gas from my car, but that's not like fun consumption, like going to thermas or eating food, right? So this is the most lame category of everything, and it does take up $177 for the week in my budget, but this is part of being an adult, actually saying like, I have to spend money on things I may not choose to, but they support my life, and we do have to budget these things out to build wealth so we can ultimately then become rich one day. So that is it. That is my entire budget right there. And then lastly, I will show you, just like you already saw, but I got my net worth of $694,000, my emergency fund of $16,433, my bank account right now is sitting at the $3,560, and then I have $2,350 in US dollars, greenbacks, baby. So that is it. There's my budget. I am one step closer to getting to my $1 million goal. We will all be rich together if we just stick to our budgets. We make sure that we're being intentional about all of the dollars we're spending. We're making a good plan to get to where we want to be in the future and just staying on the path. So I hope this helps you stick to your budget for the upcoming week, and thank you for being here. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button for me if you made it this far, because you clearly liked it. Bye.